hell is that? Harry.
Today I'm going to review The Deadpool from 1988. This is the 5th film in the Dirty Harry series and it's the final one. It was directed by Buddy Van Horn. Interesting in this because he used to be a stunt double for Clint Eastwood. He also directed Any Which Way You Can from 1980 and Pink Cadillac from 1989. The screenplay is by Sharon. It runs 91 minutes and it's the shortest Dirty Harry film. Cost 31 million to make, but it only made back 37.9 million. That's a terrible result, especially after the success of Sudden Impact, the previous Dirty Harry film that made a fortune. It's got an interesting cast. Not only is Clint Eastwood in, but there's Jim Carrey's first dramatic role, and Liam Neeson's in as well. You even get cameos from Guns N' Roses. So you see Axl Rose, and you also get a song in the film from Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. And this is also the only film to not feature Albert Potwell. He was in all other 4 Dirty Harry films playing different characters. But he couldn't be in this final film because he was under contract making another film at the same time. So that's unfortunate. Lalo Schifrin's back and he does a good theme, especially the end theme. So this film got mixed reviews when it came out in 1988. So people were kind of saying it was good and some were saying it was bad. I do like the cast in this film. It's good seeing Liam Neeson in it. He's a brilliant actor, him. Hey, that Liam Neeson's always in crap films. Look at the bloody Phantom Menace, that's a load of shit. And he plays this horror director who's really obnoxious, gets under everyone's skin. Stalker fella who's obsessed with these horror films. And it's him who's doing the murders. And it's really good because you see inside the stalker's apartment and he's got posters of all of the director's films. It's really clever, that. It's sort of in a subtle way addressing the violence in the Dirty Harry films can like affect folk. But it's kind of like taking the mickey out of that. I do have issues with the film that I'll get to later. Clint Eastwood's 58. He still looks pretty cool and he looks pretty fit for a 58-year-old, but you can tell he's getting older and he's a little bit too old for the part of Dirty Harry by now. Hey, bloody Clint Eastwood looks like a bloody old fella in it. Is it bloody Dirty Harry's fucking father? But it's not just his older appearance, it's he seems a bit more tired of playing the part, and this is kind of his weakest performance as Dirty Harry. He does have some funny lines though. I love the line where he says, opinions are like arseholes, everyone has one. He was still pretty good, but he was getting older and he seemed a bit kind of, I wouldn't say fed up, but he seemed a bit tired doing another Dirty Harry film. There's a reporter who has a kind of flirtation with Harry Callahan. It's good that they picked an actress who was getting on a little bit. I'm glad they didn't pick like too young a woman. Otherwise it would have looked a bit odd, like the problems they have with James Bond films in the 80s where the Bond girls are too young. With this one, she's like a bit more mature, so it worked alright. The film looks a little bit cheaper though, I've noticed. Like the earlier films, they looked more epic in scale. This one looks more cramped in. So they didn't spend a great deal of money on getting the film outside, like bigger. I think they used more sort of like studio locations. There's one really interesting scene where they use this little remote control car and it's got like a bomb on, and it's speeding along and it's chasing after Harry Callahan's car. He knows that there's a bomb on it, and it's driving really fast as his car. It's a really exciting scene, that. But on the other hand, it's spoiled because the remote control car with the bomb does go under his car and it explodes. Harry Callahan's car exploding, but afterwards he doesn't have a mark on his face or anything, so he like survives a full-on explosion. That's beyond the realms of credibility, because his passenger's wounded but he isn't. That didn't make sense, because wouldn't the fuel tank explode as well? That was ridiculous saying that. It kind of spoilt the film a bit for me, that. The ending could have been a bit more epic as well, although it does have a good gag where Harry Callahan kills the stalker with a harpoon gun, and one of the policemen asks where the body is, and he said it's just hanging around. This film isn't as hard-hitting or as violent as the previous films, and it does have this 80s look about it. It looks completely different to the earlier films. Just looks like your standard 80s action film. So that was disappointing, but it's still a fun film. So if you like the Harry Callahan films, you'll still enjoy this one. I think I preferred it better than The Enforcer. So it's not the worst in the series, but it would have been nice if it had finished on a better film. Out of 10, I think I'd give this one a 7. 7 out of 10. It's still pretty good. Just not a patch on the other films. So what do you think, Bones? Did you like it?
I thought it was nout. Didn't make my day.
Clint Eastwood would do some other films that were similar to Dirty Harry. They weren't official Dirty Harry films though. The Gauntlet in 1977 was similar to a Dirty Harry film. Then the Rookie from 1990. Then he would be in a one called In the Line of Fire in 1993. Gran Torino 2008. In this film, the character's sort of like a retired Harry Callahan. So it's not an official Dirty Harry film, but it's similar. If I was going to rate all the Dirty Harry films in order, I'd put in 5th place, I'd put The Enforcer. It was still a good film, but the other ones are better than it. In 4th place, I'd put The Deadpool. Again, still a fun film, but not as good as the other ones. In 3rd place, I'd put Sudden Impact. I really liked that film. Excellent film. In 2nd place, I'd put Magnum Force. I thought that was excellent. That definitely the best sequel. But the best Dirty Harry film's the original. I'd still class it as one of my all-time favourite films. I'd probably put it in my top 10. It was that good. So the sequels were good, but they're not a patch on the original. Brilliant film.
Hey, Phil, it's the police. The next films you have to review are the Death Wish films. Yeah! Otherwise you're nicked.
Alright, Bones, we'll review the Death Wish films. They're excellent, them. 5 of them as well, I'll review them. Yes.
Phil always says he's going to bloody review films and he never bloody does. I wish he'd bloody review The Skull.
Yeah, I'll review The Skull as well. Bloody hell. It's not very good. Okay, everybody, bye. Oh, and subscribe and make my day. Okay, everybody, bye. Bye.
My opinion that at the moment you'd be serving this department best by working with me in public relations.
Well, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.